Imagine Netflix in 2011, their old monolith creaking under the weight of millions of subscribers. Engineers scramble to launch new features without breaking the whole show. Then comes the switch, hundreds of tiny independent microservices, each with a life of its own. But this shift isn't magic, it's a tightrope walk balancing autonomy, speed, and complexity. How do you tame this wild distributed system jungle? Sam Newman holds the map. Breaking down the monolith is like pulling apart a jigsaw puzzle that's been glued together for years. The promise, agility and resilience. The catch, new chaos lurking beneath. Netflix famously dismantled its giant monolith starting in 2009, moving piece by piece to microservices. Each team owned a service independently. This allowed Netflix to deploy hundreds of times a day, innovating rapidly while surviving traffic spikes during peak binge hours. Think of microservices like independent shops in a giant mall rather than one sprawling department store. Each shop defines its storefront and inventory, runs how they want, but must coordinate because shoppers still want a seamless experience. This analogy highlights why precise contracts and APIs become lifelines. The payoff? What started as messy independence matured into predictable evolution. Teams could experiment, fail fast, and scale only what was needed without rewriting the entire system, a continuous delivery machine humming at full speed. You've got all these services, but how do they talk without choking? Integration is the muscle and the headache. Getting it right turns spaghetti into a symphony. At Netflix, shifting to an event-driven architecture meant services emitted and reacted to events rather than waiting for replies. When your favorite show hits peak demand, it's like a relay race. One service passes the baton smoothly without tripping others up, even if some runners lag behind. Synchronous calls are like phone calls, immediate but blocking. Asynchronous calls are like leaving voicemails slower, but the sender never waits around. Sam Newman shows that the art lies in balancing these modes, just like jazz musicians agreeing when to solo and when to listen. Contracts in microservices are sacred promises, APIs defining clear expectations. Without them, you get breaking changes and cross-team blame games. Good contracts are like dance choreography. Everyone knows the steps, so you avoid stepping on toes during fast moves. Building services means nothing if you can't safely ship and run them. Microservices demand new rules for deployment, testing, and monitoring, or chaos soon fistfights control. A cool trick from companies like Amazon is treating each microservice as its own independent startup. Deploying a change to one service doesn't require the whole system's blessing. Think of it as having multiple lifeboats instead of one sinking ship. Testing microservices isn't just unit tests anymore. You need contract tests, integration tests, and chaos engineering to stress systems intentionally. It's like preparing for a hurricane, better to simulate storms than wait to be caught off guard. Monitoring gets a big upgrade with distributed tracing and centralized logging. Instead of staring blindly at a screen, you get a map lighting up with every service's pulse. Early detection means you can fix failures before your customers even notice. Remember Netflix's tug-of-war with their monolith. By breaking their massive app into tiny, autonomous services and nailing integration and deployment, they turned chaos into choreography. Your microservices journey doesn't need to be a blind leap. Try this, pick one feature, containerize it, and deploy independently. Watch how that tiny change births new agility and control. Microservices aren't just tech, they're a game changer. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.